Ire modonjuari kane aturoro kuru mumburu mama itupo inaviar atukare podongandari kane.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUL for life. We are IUL.
Good evening and welcome to Today on One. I'm Isai Sipunga. In the news tonight, reckless drivers in Rehoboth's Block E a concern to residents. Crime syndicate targets informal settlements. Madikizela Mandela and Peter Nanyemba receive street names in their honor. And pig farming is not as easy as it seems, says farmers. First up, Block E residents in Rehoboth are calling on the town council to solve the problem of speed humps in their location as motorists drive recklessly, putting their lives and that of school kids and the elderly at risk.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
En hierdie arme kindertjies, nee. Hierdie skoolkindertjies wat hier vanaf uit blokkie uit na blokbese skole toe gaan. Die kindertjies se lewe is in 'n gevaar.
One of the residents says her sister was bumped and died from her injuries, while others claim that vehicles are driven at such a high speed, yards or houses, causing injuries and damage to property.
Die ongeluk het oggendure 1:00. Dit was 'n Saterdagoggend wat die ongeluk gebeur het. Het die buggy van aangesien hierdie spoedwale hamps is die buggy daarvan kom gery met 200 spoed en die buggy het hierdie kameelbome waar ons so van pla het so in die klaar wat in die pad staan het hy kom gestamp gekoes en het die buggy het sy regterkant se wiel het kom gestamp op hierdie mendel. Die buggy het omgeslaan en die agterkant van die buggy het hier kom geslaan. Op hierdie huis, kom geslaan.
Die tyd van die verkiesings word by ons rondgery. En dan word ons vertel wat alles sal gedoen word. Na die verkiesings is die mense stil van ons af. As ons loop klaar, daar word ons niks gesien. Ek sit hier jare in hierdie blok E, ek is 'n oudeling van hierdie blok E gemeente. Maar daar is die help by die, wat is die town council nie, by ons. Glad die, as ons, soos wat ons vandag nie reset, dat sal ons hoor. Ons fight vir hulle, fight. Daar sit daar, by my nege sê, hy sê, dat groot lorry ook ingereid daar so, die is wat daar staan. En ek kan ingereid, tot opstaan en die werke doen wat hulle vir ons gesê het.
The name of this young daughter is Florencia Kinder. In 2009, a car ran into the house, hit her while they were fast asleep in the house. Since then, she could not attend to school because her concentration was being attacked, so she could not properly concentrate. Now she's just at home. They apply for her for a grant, which they are still waiting for to get from the government.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
Have you ever wanted to contact 99FM? Well, guess what? 99FM appsters can message us directly in the studio, send shout-outs, or ask questions, and we will respond directly to you. You can also send us voice notes and videos that you'd like us to play live on the air, and view exclusive offers and competitions only available to 99FM appsters. So, what are you waiting for? Become a 99FM appster right now by downloading the app, which is available on Android and the iOS App Store. 99FM, your inspiration station.
It was the silence that connected us all. But the journey started long before that day.
Coach has a gift to be able to spot talent a mile away.
I think the family kind of feeling makes the athletes feel like they want to perform for him.
This is a match made in heaven. We just become one. There was difficult times. I said to the girls, we didn't do all this just for one lump to take us off track. We started talking about this journey, and the way we actually ended that journey is almost perfectly the way it ended.
We thought that maybe one of them will make the final. Both of them made the final, then the rest is history.
Quiet broken by the firing of the gun, and they're off.
And here comes Christine Bommer in second place. Will they do it today? Oh, of course! 21-81.
This one belongs to us all as one.
Early this morning, woke up holding my hair, hearing my heartbeat all night long. Shades of this motel keeping me in bed, reading the news, just trying to stay strong. I need to just get up and take a deep breath, keep it together, 'cause it's a beautiful day. Sun on my face, feeling okay. Don't let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Feel so proud, screaming out loud. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Feel so proud, screaming out loud. It's a beautiful day.
A seemingly well-organized syndicate is suspected to be behind scams and robberies in the informal settlements. The syndicate targets individuals that are trying to genuinely sell their belongings.
A seemingly well-organized syndicate is suspected to be behind scams and robberies in the informal settlements of Katutura. The syndicate targets individuals that are trying to genuinely sell their belongings. Sergeant Johannes Mvula reiterates.
Basically happening is there is a syndicate, a well-connected syndicate, or rather, that is busy terrorizing, especially the informal settlement, where these people, or rather this group of young ones go around. You know, when people are in the informal settlement and they are either broke or you want to sell something, especially the fridges or your washing machine, they always put it outside there with a caption for sale. These people take your number, they go to create a message where they want to sell, or rather, to buy. When they are buying, they will send you, they will call you. Are you selling this item? Yes, I'm selling this item. How much are you selling this? Well, let's say a fridge is being sold for 3,000. They will send you, do you have transport? No, I don't have transport. Okay. We will send you a 250 or 300 or whatever the case may be for a transport, so you can just drop it in a location where they will give you a location. When you are sent that 3,000 or 300 rather, it's a genuine 300 on e-wallet. You withdraw it so that you can pay the transport to take that item to them. When you reach where the location where the item is supposed to be dropped, let's say a fridge, they will tell you, because they are busy with you. They are preying on you and they are just hiding somewhere watching you. Then they say, no, just drop it by the car. Boys selling tomatoes in the street while they are hiding. While you are dropping them, they will send you a fake e-wallet of 3,000 or whatever the case may be, depending on the price that you agree. Only for you to go to the ATM, that e-wallet is a fake one. And that this item is already good.
Scammers on the black market are increasing every day, and Sergeant Mvula warns people from buying stolen goods from the black market.
People should be very observant. You shouldn't just enter into this social media business. It's quite a reliable one at times, but not always effective as we might think. We just want to warn public members that they should not enter into an agreement or business transaction when you have never seen somebody. Social media sometimes is good and is bad, and the bad outweigh the good. So do not enter into business transaction with somebody that you don't know. And perhaps member public also, they should refrain or rather avoid by all means to buy stolen items, as this will just encourage the next person to steal, because there is a willing buyer and a willing seller. So should we avoid or rather abstain from buying property that are stolen or believed to be stolen, then we are good to go. We have a good mission.
Mvula further urged members of the public to report any suspicious activities to the nearest police station or call City Police emergency number 061 302 302 or send a text to 4444.
Connect in style with O Smartphone, Namibia's most affordable 4G handset. Enjoy high-speed connectivity to music, videos, and social media. Experience life on the 4G fast lane when you swap your 2G or 3G SIM for a free 4G SIM. Get it all for only $4.99 Namibian dollars, and you can make the connection with MTC.
Namibia will conduct the 4th Population and Housing Census in August 2022. To find out more, tune into the television broadcast of the 5th Conversations with the NSA show on Tuesday the 21st of December at 8 p.m. and the repeat broadcast on Sunday the 26th of December at 7 p.m. The Population and Housing Census 2021. Play your part. Be counted.
The memories of liberation struggle icons Winnie Madikizela Mandela and Ineas Peter Nanyemba were remembered with the renaming of streets along the Ochimise and Monte Cristo roads.
Vice President of the Republic of Namibia Nangolo Mbumba at the occasion described the late Winnie Madikizela Mandela as a symbol of hope for the two countries during the struggle against apartheid colonialism. Mbumba further praised Peter Nanyemba for the instrumental role he played in organizing plan at the early stages of the war for independence.
Through this solemn ceremony, as Namibians, as South Africans, as Africans at large, we are writing a piece of our own history, which is a history of glory and dignity, encapsulated by these two heroic luminaries, whose legendary feats will reverberate throughout the ages. Our gathering here today is not only to reflect upon and honor these patriots who so aptly represent the heroism and sacrifices of our struggle for independence, but it is also to ensure that these two streets of our capital city remind us of their exploits, which have contributed to the birth of the Republic of Namibia and the emergence of liberated Democratic Republic of South Africa.
Her Royal Highness Princess Zaziwe Manawe, giving an acceptance statement on behalf of the Madikizela Mandela family, expressed gratitude for the gesture, noting that renaming of the streets demonstrates Namibia's commitment to ensure that Madikizela Mandela's name is not forgotten.
The renaming of Ochimise Road to Winnie Madikizela Mandela clearly demonstrates the esteem the people of Namibia have for her and the role she played in liberating South Africa from the shackles of apartheid. Sadly, the world today is still confronted by the disgrace of global intolerance, prejudice, and inequity. And as such, it is appropriate that we take steps to preserve and highlight the qualities, principles, and moral fortitude by which Kela Ernest Peter Nanyemba and Winnie Madikizela Mandela embodied. Thus, the renaming of the street is a clear indication of Namibia and its people's pledge to ensure those very core values epitomized by Ernest and Winnie remain in the minds and consciousness of all.
Matilda Nampashinana, widow to liberation icon Ineas Peter Nanyemba, remarked that the late Nanyemba's contribution to the independence of Namibia will always be remembered, as his life will be relived by those driving on the road renamed in his honor.
This road is traveled by so many people every day, thus making it one of the busiest days, if not the busiest day in our beautiful capital city. It is our ardent belief that using this road, a street will be like walking the long journey to freedom. It will be like walking the life of this great son of the soil and the giant of our liberation struggle. As we drive on this street, let us also drive his rich legacy forward and relive his life.
this summer. Use the My MTC app or dial *111# and you could win a brand new Toyota Starlet, Corolla Quest or Hilux. MTC, make the connection.
Every Saturday at 7 p.m., you can stay true to Namibia sounds with the Valentine's True Music Sessions. Only on 99 FM. Stay tuned. Stay true. There's no wrong way. Valentine's. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
Pig production has an immense growth potential in Namibia, but there are different challenges that comes with it, says local farmer Linus Kwenani. Despite the challenges, he says working with pigs give him a lot of knowledge and skills, as according to him, most people in the Zambezi region do not venture into this type of farming because of religious beliefs.
Pig farmer Linus Kwenani is a retired officer who worked for the Ministry of Agriculture in Katimemelilu as a senior agricultural technician for the past 20 years. He had to go into early retirement because of health conditions. Upon retirement, Linus started his farming business with 5 pigs, which have now grown to almost 300, including piglets. He, however, admits the farming with pigs is not as easy as it seems.
That we have about 150 pigs that we have. So we have about 50 boars, and then we have about 100 sows. So out of those, we have small ones in between. And then with these pigs, it's sort of like a passion that I'm having on this, because I've been trying here and there. You go down, you go up, just like that. And the other challenge is that there's a problem of feeding. It's very difficult to get to know the feeding of these pigs. And the other challenge is that we have a problem of the market. The marketing aspect of these pigs is really a challenge in Zambezi region, because most of our people here in Zambezi region, they go for Sabbath. They don't go, for pigs.
Linus added that he came up with a solution that will help him to breed more pigs.
At least we have enough pigs, we have enough market, so now we take this one so that, we can have more pigs. Otherwise, we just keep it in isolation until such time that we need, to do the breeding. That's when we take it, to the female, or we take the female to the boar.
Linus advises those who want to venture into pig farming to stay devoted and push hard, as this type of farming does come with challenges.
Out of prison, dealing and doing drugs. Then a drug deal went wrong. Joseph was robbed, handcuffed, and scared straight out of the business. For 6 months, he roamed the streets as a homeless addict. Then one night, in a baseball dugout, Joseph met a stranger who totally changed his life.
I stand in awe of the power of the God who's our creator. And Terry and I sit here on this program, And the Lord speaks to us, and it's the word of knowledge. It's one of the manifestations of the Holy Spirit.
Something not always godly.
Not always, that's right. That's right. Well, there's a lot of negative voices out there, as we know.
Yes, there are.
And
so how do you know when it's God saying, Perry, I want to speak this to you right now?
And sometimes you don't know. And I think you pray over it and you think about it. And sometimes you just, a lot of times I'll just envision, as you and I are talking here today, I may envision that I'm here talking with God. And how am I supposed to address this issue?
Okay? Realize Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He is the same for you right now. So let's pray. Let's call on his name and let him do the rest for you. Let's pray.
Joseph Shifeni is up next with today's Business on One and economic indicators.
Business on One is proudly brought to you by the Government Institutions Pension Fund.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. I'm your host, Joseph Shifeni. Namibia has been recording a continuous rise in fuel pump prices as the oil market remains volatile owing to prospects of surging COVID-19 cases globally. The Land Ministry says as an oil importer, Namibia remains at the mercy of producers that are often reluctant to boost support.
OPEC is the organization of countries that produce and export crude oil. In most cases, when oil trades at a high price on the global market, these member states benefit, leaving price takers like Namibia to fork out more and adjust prices for petroleum products for their consumers. Business on One spoke to the spokesperson of the Ministry of Mines and Energy on the prospects for the future.
If you take away the NEF, or if the fund has been depleted, that means that that entire under-recoveries, those losses must be carried over to the consumer. Then you begin to see a situation where we would pay either $20 per litre or even more. So we are trying. In terms of next year, what the situation looks like, we cannot really say. Like I said, we are just at the mercy of the producers. If they produce for a lesser amount, and also the US dollar keeps on depreciating, then at least it looks good for us. Then perhaps we could begin to see some drop in the oil prices. But until then, we can't really say. We will just be monitoring the market and see how it actually performs. So fast forward, government has issued licenses, exploration licenses to investor companies such as Recon Africa, ExxonMobil, we've got Shell, and the public also needs to understand. I understand there has been a lot of environmental, backlashes and stuff like that. That is normal. It's a given. It will happen anywhere. But what we're trying also to say is that once we realize oil and we start producing, then you begin to see, the situation perhaps turning around. But up until we still remain net importers and not necessarily a producer, then, this will be the situation, because we'll always just remain to be at the mercy of the producers.
Awesome. Economist Abednego Ekanjo says although the situation is unlikely to change anytime soon, they will continue to monitor developments in the market this festive season.
Like Mr. Simon was saying, who do not produce crude oil, it's actually bad for us because as price takers, we have to pay whatever the supplier is asking for their products. So, but from the ministry side, we will continue to monitor the movements in the market, and also just urge consumers, especially during this festive season, where people will be doing a lot of traveling. Other people will also be engaging in farming activities. Hopefully, if we get good rains. So we are encouraging the public to cut back on some other costs and also to tighten their belts, and hopefully we will emerge from this situation.
As the nation heads into 2022, Simon and Ekanjo assured the nation that the National Energy Fund remains stable financially to cushion the burden on Namibians as the year comes to a close and for the new year to start on a positive note.
Business on One was proudly brought to you by the Government Institutions Pension Fund.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
Hi there, parents. Do you have primary school kids and want them to get extra quality supplementary lessons to up their grades? Then simply switch to One Africa TV's #LearnOnOne, where your kids can get maths, English and science lessons every weekday from 9 to 11 a.m. with repeats from 2 to 4 p.m. And thanks to NMH's MyZone, these lessons are 100% Namibian. There's so much to learn with #LearnOnOne. Invite learning in.
Every Saturday at 7 p.m., you can stay true to Namibia Sounds with a Valentine's True Music Sessions. Only on 99 FM. Stay tuned. Stay true. There's no wrong way. Valentine's. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
In other leading stories, in commemoration of this year's 16 days of activism, #BreakFree hosted the Arts for Activism show at Drombos with artists and creatives who have utilized their craft to raise awareness and address issues related to sexual and gender-based violence through the arts. In her keynote address, the First Lady of Namibia, Monica Gengos, stated that increased efforts should be made to end violence, emphasizing that prevention and response measures must accompany that effort. In describing the violent situation in Namibia, she noted that they are aware that the majority of SGBV cases are not reported, adding that awareness also extends to the cases' similarities such as lack of affection, substance abuse, and male reluctance to seek professional help when necessary. Gengos continued to express and warn against the pervasive social mentality of sheltering abusers by making excuses for their deplorable behavior, citing that the trauma inflicted on the victims, particularly children, has a profound impact on how they end up in adulthood. And the Old Haven List Group has issued a statement in which it strongly condemns imposed travel bans by the United Kingdom, European Union and the United States enacting against Southern African countries, including South Africa and Namibia, amongst others. On Monday, November 29, 2021, Japan became the latest country to reinstate tough border restrictions banning all foreigners from entering the country from 30 November. The imposed travel bans are as a result of the new coronavirus variant Omicron, classified as a variant of concern detected in South Africa earlier this month and then reported to the World Health Organization on Wednesday, 24 November 2021. ONL Executive Chairman Sven Thieme expressed his dismay, saying it is utterly disrespectful, deceitful and discriminatory of our intellectual capacity, as well as undermining the skill and excellence of a world-class science community. Time added that instead of being recognized and commended, South Africa and its neighbors, including Namibia, are punished for being transparent. Those countries responsible for this should be held liable for their action, Time lambasted. He further added that our best weapon of defense against this dreadful virus is to be fully vaccinated and follow the basic rules of wearing a mask regularly, washing and sanitizing hands, avoiding large gatherings, and trusting the scientific approach.
Connect in style with O Smartphone, Namibia's most affordable 4G handset. Enjoy high-speed connectivity to music, videos, and social media. Experience life on the 4G fast lane when you swap your 2G or 3G SIM for a free 4G SIM. Get it all for only $4.99 Namibian dollars, and you can make the connection with MTC.
I only spin with one tires. I don't drive with it. The road to zero starts with me. I don't drink and drive. I'm going to take a taxi. 1, 2. Safe to zero. Put on your seatbelt, safe. Yeah. The road to zero starts with me.
Jaywalk and it might be your last walk. The road to zero begins with me. Better late than never. The road to zero starts with me.
Time now for Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. The Labour Act, according to Kalumbi Shangula, the Minister of Health and Social Services, compels employers to ensure that all employees and visitors are safe at the workplace. According to Shangula, employers should consider the virus's severity because they could be held liable for negligence and prosecuted if they fail to preserve the workplace's safety in the context of COVID-19.
Joe asks if the vaccine is so effective, why the concern about the unvaccinated? Friedel says the virus can still be transmitted by the vaccinated, saying the minister is carrying out orders from foreign powers. While Helena notes that people should stop complaining about the vaccine.
And that's all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on Today on 1.
You can be tempted to become bitter and cynical. You're tempted. You're not there yet. Maar jy het besluit, man, die ding wat ek aangedoen is, gaan my verbitter, ek gaan my verbitter, maar so you feel to give yourself over to those emotions of becoming cynical and you can also be tempted to take revenge. Paulus sê, you have been grafted, julle is ingeënt in Christus. Wat Christus is, moet julle wees. Wat uit hierdie boom uitkom, ek is die ware wynstok, ek is eintlik die bron waaruit julle lewe. Dit moet in julle vrug wees. Julle moet smaak soos ek smaak, sê die Here. Kan ek 'n amen kry? Ek hou niks meer van julle terug nie. Julle is opgegradeer.
And looking back on the sports front for 2021, the MTC NFA Super Cup 2021 away tournament ended on a high note this year in the third and fourth playoffs games that took place at the coast. The champions walked away with 500,000 Namibia dollars, and second place walked away with 250,000 Namibia dollars, and third and fourth places walked away with 150 and 100,000 Namibia dollars respectively. Castro Lumbu has more.
Much anticipated finals of the MTC NFA Super Cup are where saw PS Bet Civics take on the Army Boys from Mochivarongo Mighty Gunners at the well-attended Vineta Stadium in Swakopmund. It was an exciting match from the start as both teams showed willingness to win the cup competition, but the civilians were the first to break the deadlock through attacking midfielder Aubrey Amseb from a clever free kick on the edge of the box. As the game went on, Mighty Gunners brought the game on level terms when winger Vernon Klaasen equalized from a well-played team goal. At 1-1, Civics looked to be more dominant, but a mistake at the back from Mighty Gunners saw the civilians go 2-1 up at halftime through a Quinton Kurusep shot inside the box. Beginning of the second half, Civics started the game in high spirits as Brave Warriors international midfielder Marcel Papama made it 3-1 for the civilians midway into the second half, but Mighty Gunners, with full support from their noisy fans in the stands, saw them fight back to score from a thunderbolt by Shivolo Mutumbulwa to have a nerve-wracking ending to the game, but Civics held on to win and lift the trophy after more than 10 years waiting to win silverware. After the match, the winning coach Jeremy Zimmer congratulated his players for showing character during the competition, stating that his players showed hunger to win on the day. Zimmer further expressed gratitude towards MTC for organizing the cup competition despite the current situation in football in the country.
I know it will not be an easy game for us, and I know Mighty Gunners, like we also want to win this one. So for us, scoring the first one, scoring the second one, for them coming back, you just show the character that they can come back, and that is what I've told the boys even in the dressing room in the second half. We must not go down and wait for them to come to us, but we must stay organized and discipline our opposition. And they caught us actually with that 2-1 goal there. And after 10 years, it means a lot for us as technical team management and players and the whole supporters of the Mighty Valiants, the whole family. It's a big thing. It's a big achievement for us. And we can just take it and going forward with this achievement.
Being on the losing end again, Mighty Gunners head coach Gebhard Hengari congratulated the winning team, admitting that they deserved it more than his team.
To be honest with you, it's a very bad loss. It's a bad loss to us in the sense that seriously we played well, especially offensively. Offensively we were doing fine. It's just that Civics just got, they just capitalized on the mistakes that we did at the back. All three goals, that's the only chances that they got from our mistakes, and they capitalize it, and then they lift up the cup. That's football. It's happening. If you make mistakes in a game of such a magnitude, you're gonna be punished. That is something that my players must learn from it, and then it is gone. There's nothing that we can do. We just have to congratulate Civics for winning the cup, of course, but very disappointing defensively that we made such fatal errors. We have to say thanks because of, you know, the situation in the country about football. We have to thank MTC for stepping in and at least have the ball rolling for us. It is exciting. We want them. We want other companies to follow suit as well. It is a very good platform for players to showcase their talent. Unfortunately, you know the situations, but we are glad that we are at least playing.
In the third and fourth playoff game, a youthful Blue Waters from Walvis Bay thrashed the boys from the Kettle Country Gobabes Young African Football Club 3-1 through goals from Prince Ueda, David Moses and Enrico Hobeb, whilst Yangile's goal was scored by Chimbaoya Katuo. The champion at the end of the competition walked away with 500,000 Namibia dollars, second place 250,000 Namibia dollars, third place 150,000 Namibia dollars, and fourth place 100,000 Namibia dollars.
And that's all we have for you. You can join us again for a repeat at 9:30 this evening, 6 a.m., and the Omnibus Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. From me, Isai Sipunga, and the rest of the team, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Welcome to the Government Institutions Pension Fund, or GIPF, Unistrat Property Investment Development Site. Located in the Namibian town of Otjiwarongo, the Unistrat Property Investment Project is one of several investments made by GIPF through its special purpose vehicles in the unlisted investment sector. GIPF is a self-administered and defined benefit fund registered in terms of the Pension Fund Act 24 of 1956 to provide a retirement, death and ancillary benefits to Namibian government employees and participating institutions. GIPF's mission is to guard and to grow the fund for the benefit of its members, and one way through which this growth is achieved by GIPF is through careful selection of and investment in projects like this low-cost housing project spearheaded by Unistrat Property Investment.
My name is Fidel Ipumbu. I'm the Managing Director of Unistrat Property Investments. We are a small-sized property development company that was fortunate enough to be awarded a tender through public-private partnership with the municipality of Otjiwarongo. We began servicing land in 2017 and completed in 2018. In August 2019, we started with the housing construction.
Unistrat stands for Unity and Strategy, pillars of the company that are aimed at moving the local business forward. A total of 3 extensions, including Extension 12, are being developed by Unistrat Property Investments and consist of a high-income, middle-income and low-income extension.
My name is Otilia Alfius. I'm the Sales and Data Capture Officer at Unistrat Property Investment since 2016. We got funds for servicing Extension 12 from Ino Harris through GIPF, and most of our clients are getting their loan from First Capital through GIPF.
GIPF invested more than 17 million Namibian dollars into Unistrat Property Investments through the Namibia Infrastructure Fund, which is managed by Ino Harris Capital, into Extension 12 of the 3 extensions that are being developed. Through cross-subsidization, Unistrat Property Investment aims to make it affordable for landowners who fall in the middle to low income brackets to be able to purchase land and own a home to call their own.
The majority of the home buyers here are government employees, and we've used funds from GIPF through Ino Capital, the fund manager, and Development Bank of Namibia. So therefore, government is a large component of financing of this project in terms of land delivery. And in support of our government to deliver land at affordable rates, we are now standing at one of the locations that is evident of that fact that we can basically hold hands together with government and deliver land to the people as requested and as part of the manifesto as well. What we mean by cross-subsidization is where we have a low-income and a middle-income extension or land that is supported by a higher-income extension. Therefore, it makes it affordable for the end user to actually acquire land and own a piece of land. And through this partnership with the municipality, we're able to enable a lot of home buyers to own land. As we all know, the cost of servicing is the same everywhere you go. So whether you do it here or in a different town, it's the same materials that go into the land. However, if you've got clients who cannot afford, you will need to structure a certain deal for them through cross-subsidization, which is exactly what we did here in Otjiwarongo.
A total of 64 houses are being built on the serviced land in Extension 12 with funding from GIPF. Several of these houses have already been completed and handed over to the proud new homeowners.
My name is Likezo Mwazi. I purchased my house through Unistrat Developers last year, 2019. I heard about their project through a colleague of mine at work. Then I approached their office because it was very approachable. Where the location where it's situated was very accessible. I then immediately did my application with them. All they needed was a home loan pre-approval from any bank, which I had, and an identity document. I applied with them and immediately got an approval. Construction of the house began mid-year 2019, and by the end of the year 2019, my house was completed successfully. Currently, I and my family are enjoying the house. The whole process of the construction of the house went well, and we didn't encounter any major issues.
The number of staff employed by Unistrat Property Investment grew quickly as building of homes began following the servicing of land. While COVID-19 poses a challenge, the company is hopeful for the future.
At the beginning of the project, we had 15 employees in the office, and that was to administer the sales of the land. The moment that we started building houses, we employed a further 100 builders from within Otjiwarongo. We believed wholeheartedly that empowering the town will be part of our strategy moving forward, as it also helps to alleviate poverty and generate income for the locals.
Unistrat Property Investment continues passionately with its work. It continues with the servicing of land and building of houses in Extension 12, with particular focus on low-cost housing, made possible through GIPF's investment of more than 17 million Namibian dollars through the Namibia Infrastructure Fund, which is managed by Inno Harath Capital. It's an investment that will see more Namibians being able to afford land and a home.
We should celebrate the Constitution Day in a much more vigorous way. If there is anything that I have realized as a shortcoming on my side and the SWAPO side, is the fact that when we adopted that Constitution, we sat back and expected everybody to understand and internalize that Constitution. Our people do not understand the principles underlined in that Constitution. Even us, who have been in the driving seat of government, strive hard to really take the Constitution down to the people so that they understand in order to preserve this society.
Constitution making is not just a matter of writing a law and then putting it away in some drawer. It's very real. It's very real to people. It's very real to very real people to have a constitution. It is the basis on which we bring government to account. It is the basis on which we are driving for making good on the promise of dignity, so that people have a toilet in the mornings, and water, and power, wherever they live, and they have an education, not in a tent, and not in a class of 80. We must not allow reality, the institutions, the government, the people to move away from the values of the Constitution it will undermine it, and it will destroy it over time. Those are challenges arising from the Constitution, and we must meet them. This generation, the next generation, but we must always bring it back to the constitutional first principles and promises. If we don't, we fail. If we don't, we have failed.
We want to secure for ourselves and our children justice, pursuit of happiness, which is prosperity, liberty, and equality, more than the political rights or freedoms. That remains a challenge. People cannot eat political rights. And I think that promise still remains outstanding 30 years on. It's time to sit back and say, take stock.
I am very optimistic. They have problems. Of course they have problems. We should not let the problems overcome. We should handle the problems. And we can do that. As long as we start and continue talking to each other across the party lines, we can handle any problem.
Anything, he should be everything. Strength provider, the architect of every ring. Experience Penny Yell, see the face of God and live.
I pray to God for my enemy. Why you're ready, baby, wanna do? Insta baby, Insta baby. Why you lying? Shake what your mama gave ya. Everybody move what your mama gave ya. Everybody shake what your mama gave ya. Everybody move, yeah, lost the fact.
You are now watching the V10 Countdown.
Hi beautiful souls, this is Nikita Winkler and I am here to share easy tools for stretching that you can do just about anywhere. In this session, we will be doing a full body stretch routine on the mat. Please remember that this is just a demonstration video, so once your body knows what it's doing, take your time and do a few more repetitions. So let's get started. So we're going to start on all fours, making sure that the shoulders are in line with the wrists so that the arms are not far out or too close to the body. And then that the hips are in line with the knees, hip width apart. In this position, we're going to go into a cat-cow stretch. Inhale, bring the head towards the tailbone. And exhale, bring the hips and the head towards each other, tucking the chin in, pulling into the back. And again, inhale, head towards tailbone, arch the back. Exhale. Bring the chin in as well as the hips pulling into the back. From here, just drop your tailbone onto your heels. Reach the arms into this child pose resting position. Once you feel ready, come back up onto all fours. Plant your palms, tuck your toes, and lift your hips into the sky. In this downward dog position, we want to plant the heels down into the mat and press the chest towards the legs. From here, you're going to go up onto your toes. You're going to bring the hips forward, zip the core, roll the spine all the way until the hips reach the floor. Shoulders are pulling down and back. Head is up in the seal pose. Inhale, exhale, bend your knees, take the